Hiya all my Ali Pallies, and thank you for joining me today. I hope you liked my little trailer last night. Look what I have. And it was all given to me for free at the event. The new foundation and the new colour corrector, which is called Magic Vanish. I keep wanting to call it Magic Eraser for some reason. Look at that. Isn't that such a cute little thing? So I was matched last night. If you haven't seen my trailer, I met Charlotte Tilbury. Oh, it was so wonderful. Anyway, look, I'm going to get on. You're all waiting to see these products, and then when I've finished, I'll tell you a little bit about meeting Charlotte Tilbury, because I'm sure you're all waiting to see the foundation, and I can't wait to put it on my face. And I'm really sorry that this has been a bit later than I said it was going to be, but I had to do a mercy dash to the school because Jack had a bit of an allergic reaction. He's fine now. He's absolutely fine, well enough to stay at school, so all is well, and I can start to apply this. Okay, now this comes in 44 shades, and I will read you the little spiel about it that came in the bag. Okay, there's no spiel in the bag, but I will read you what it says on the box. A full coverage foundation with a flawless, matte, long-lasting finish. Apply your Airbrush flawless foundation, blending outwards from the centre of your face for a flawless airbrushed finish. Okay, so I'm going to do that first. Then I'm going to apply this Magic Vanish colour corrector, and then I'm going to finish off with putting some Magic Away over the top of it and some Airbrush flawless finish powder. I can't wait. All right, okay, let's get on with this. Ooh. So I was matched to shade 7.5. Now there's 44 shades. They come in neutral, warm and cool. And it was really interesting because I asked them how the shades compared to other products. And the lady that matched me said that the closest match was to Magic Away Concealer. And you will have heard me on I think at least 3 times on my channel when I'm putting on my Magic Away Concealer on my face saying I wish they did a 7.5, and that's exactly what I was matched to, 7.5. So I knew it was a close match. So whatever if you use Magic Away, not the shade that you use to brighten under your eyes, but if you've got a shade that matches your skin tone, okay, on your face, then that's the number that you need to be aiming for in this new foundation. And then obviously you need to start thinking about undertones. Now I've talked a bit about undertones before, but Charlotte explained a bit last night whether you're warm, cool or neutral, and I can talk about that a bit more in a while. There's the foundation on my hand, and I'm going to blend it in with my Magic foundation brush. You don't need a primer. I've put Magic cream on this morning. You don't need a primer with this foundation. Looks very yellow. Looks very yellow and very full coverage. Let's see. It might just be acclimatizing to my face. This is a very, very first impression. I haven't been near this since I got it last night. Now, apart from the colour match, which I think is very yellow at the moment, this is going on really smoothly and really full coverage. I only put a tiny bit on my brush then, and it just covered me. So you really don't need a lot of this. And I'm going to be testing this out with other products in the range in the next few days and seeing whether or not it mixes well with things like Flawless Filter. I'm just going to dab some of that over my brown spots, and it does cover it straight away. If I zoom in here, can you see where I've got that brown spot? Normally it's just covered it. And I will go over my cheek area and dab it in, and it's covered it. I always forget to do the tip of my nose. Hands up if you do that. I heard another YouTuber saying that. I can see what she was saying about starting out with the darker and then blending, stretching down in terms of this undertone. It seems very warm. I'll just dab a little bit over my eyes, as it's got the stuff that retains moisture. Feels very comfortable, very lightweight on the skin. And it sets down really, really quickly. I don't feel, you know, sometimes with Charlotte's products you feel like they're a bit sticky. It doesn't feel as sticky as usual. Just not sure about that match. Now this was 7.5 warm. Of course I could always try at some point using 7.5 neutral and seeing how that turns out. But next up, I'm going to try this tan. It's called Tan Doré number 3, and this is the Magic Vanish, and I keep wanting to call it Eraser. And I'm going to be really interested. To be quite honest, I don't need to cover up much hyperpigmentation now, but I am going to put it under my eyes before applying my Magic Away. And you need a tiny amount, and it's going to look a bit daft at first because it's going to look like I've got orange lipstick on, but it will. This is what I mean about neutralizing brown spots. This is going to be perfect for doing that. So where I've got little brown spots and they pop through, can you see? I'm going to zoom in there. There's my brown spot. If I put that over the top and then cover that with concealer, it is going to neutralize it. And I'm going to take some of that down onto that cheek area because I just want to test this. But you really only need a fingertip amount and start to blend it in. So it's basically like a colour corrector. And again, this feels very comfortable on. It doesn't feel really oily and gloopy under your eyes. You know, sometimes they feel too creamy to put under your eyes, and they start to kind of settle into fine lines. This doesn't feel like it's doing that, I have to say. And I'm going to take this down here, and I'm going to put some where I've got my little bit of pigmentation from where I tried to remove that tag. I think that's going to be about it. Okay, I probably look a bit mad, don't I? Now I'm going to go in with Magic Away, and I'm going to use shade 6 under my eyes. blend it in with this brush. And the other side. Sorry, I had a hair hanging off the brush. It wasn't from the brush, but it got stuck in the brush. And then I'm going to use shade 7 of Magic Away on the rest of my face. Okay, and now I'm going to finish off with Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. And we'll see what this looks like. And I've got my new one. This was in my little gift set last night. So I can finally, which was great. I was actually going to buy one. So I got lucky. I will finish off the old one. But I was getting quite frustrated trying to dig out the bits from the side. So for today, I shall make it easy for myself. And I'm going to put shade 1 under my eyes just to see what that looks like. Okay, I've now got shade 1 to just brighten up under my eyes a bit. So I'm going to come back, I'm going to do a wear test on this today and come back later. I have a feeling it lives up to her promises of wearing and being waterproof. It feels like it's really settled into the skin and it feels very comfortable. It doesn't feel drying, but it doesn't feel like it's going to transfer either. The only thing I'm not sure about at the moment is my shade match. in that I still think it looks a bit yellow on me. Tell me what you think. So I know I'm putting shade 1 on now, but I'd be interested to know your thoughts. Because where it's meeting my neck, I can change that with bronzer. It's just looking a little bit on the yellow side for me. But let me know what you think. So that is the foundation. I'm going to zoom in and then I'm going to do my face up and I'll come back so that you can see what makeup looks like over the top. And I may do a little bit of a kind of fast forward through my makeup so you can see what I'm putting on as well. Okay, so let me do a close-up for a minute. Sorry guys, I think that was something I hadn't blended in very well there. And here. Now that might be that it's settling into lines, but we shall see after the wear test. I think that was more to do with my application. Doesn't that look beautiful? In terms of the coverage. And yet it doesn't look too dry. So I'm loving it so far. I will be right back after I've finished my makeup. Okay, I've done my brows, I've curled my lashes, and I've put some Filmstar Bronze and Glow on. I'm now going to do my eyes, and you're going to see it all on fast forward with me doing a little voiceover. So I hope you enjoy it. Okay, first on in, I'm putting the colour Chameleon in Amethyst Aphrodisiac on, and I'm blending that in to make it as a primer. And hopefully during this, I'm going to give you a few anecdotes about last night and me meeting Charlotte. So as you can see, I'm blending all this in just to act as a base. Okay. Oh, it was just a brilliant thing last night. And I want you to stay watching to the end because I'm going to show you one of the photos that was taken with me and Charlotte. And I'm going to give you the background to that hug that you saw. Because it meant a lot to me. Anyway, I'm just sort of lining my eyes now. And I'm now using the Icon palette. And I'm using the first line. And I'm going it over. Now, it's making it less purple, I know. But I wanted it to go a bit more lilac-y anyway. And I'm just going over with the prime shade on the first line of the palette. I was feeling very creative today. It's got my creative juices going, being around all those makeup artists last night. So next on in, I'm going in with the middle shade, and I'm using that as an enhanced shade. So you can kind of see the purple underneath, but it's not taking over the entire look. I mean, to be quite honest, if you wanted a really simple version of this, you could just put the colour Chameleon on. But I just like the purple popping through slightly and using something else because I was feeling creative, as I said. And now I'm moving on to the smudge brush. And I'm putting that enhanced shade underneath my eyes as well. And then I am taking, I can't see what I'm doing, that's it. I'm taking the darkest shade. When it plays back, you can't see the entire screen. So I'm putting on that darker shade and I'm just placing the shadow into the socket there to build up the intensity. And then I'm going to go in with the blending brush and blend it all out. Okay. So I do mix and match between palettes here. Probably not my simplest of looks, but as I said, I keep repeating myself, I was feeling creative, forgive me. But they're all Charlotte Tilbury products, of course, today, because I am still on a high. So yeah, just blending that out really well, so there are no harsh lines. I love all these purples and maroons and I just love it so much. And interestingly, I'm going to tell you, my eyes didn't water as much when I was doing my eyeshadow. They watered a slight bit. Now, I don't know but whether that was the foundation. What I did notice about the foundation, hopefully you're looking at what I'm doing here. Now, let me just tell you. So I'm using Rock and Kohl here in the violet shade, the Elizabeth Violet it's called. So I'm just lining both lids. What I did notice is, you know, sometimes when you put on foundation and you get near to your eyes and then your eyes water and you can see the foundation sitting in the lower waterline as it's kind of transferred up there. What I noticed about this foundation is it didn't do that at all. So that is really good, and I'm sure that contributed to my eyes not watering. So yeah, I'm just smudging that in with an eyeliner brush. You can see there's a little bit of watering going on, but it's really not bad compared to what it's been recently. And just smudging that in with my eyeliner brush. I was going to use Marley Midnight, and I thought, no, I'll just stick with this. Otherwise it might just get too crazy. Yeah, smudging all of that in like so. Okay, so then I'm using Legendary Lashes Volume 2. Now, I actually prefer this one, I think, to Full Fat Lashes, because it gives a lot more volume and you can see it lifts. Full Fat Lashes is very good if you want one that doesn't clump. You don't end up with twiglets. It's really good for not clumping. But because my eyelashes are quite straight, I find that I need something to volumize them and really give them a lift. So this one is slightly better for me than Full Fat Lashes. And I am trying to experiment now with a few more mascaras because my beloved Upward Lash has been discontinued. And I don't want to run out and have nothing to try. Okay, and then I put a little bit of eye cheat underneath. As I said, I was going to put navy, and then I thought, no, that's getting a bit too fussy. So I just used that in my lower waterline. So then, oh yes, I got my palette of pops, and I decided to go for the dark one, which you might think is a bit crazy. I thought at first, oh, I've covered up that lilac. What a shame. But actually I liked it. It grew on me. And I just like experimenting. And I just fancied a warm pop. But then I thought, I want to highlight the centre of my lids. So I took the other pop, the lighter one, and just dabbed a bit of that in the centre. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, eh? So that's my eyes done. And now I'm going in with a lip liner. And this is called Bad Romance. It's very, very dark. But what I thought I would do is I would just take it round, line the side of my lips, and do a little bit of an ombre. So kind of not fill in the lips completely because I didn't want it to look too vampish. But to actually fill them in enough so that I could just start to smudge it out. And smack my lips together and smudge it out. And then I am using Amazing Amal, one of the new hot lips. As you can see, it just goes beautifully with this if you smudge it in together. Otherwise it looks a bit daft, but if you smudge it in. And then I thought, I want some gloss too. I'm greedy. So this one is, and I'm going to forget the name to it. It's the lip gloss that goes with the vintage vamp look. Unleash Me, I think it's called. And I thought I'll put that over the top. And I loved it. I really loved it. So then I wanted to finish off my face. So I finally opened my new Beauty Light wand. And threw the old one out. Just highlighting the normal areas there. And down my nose, etc, etc. And I kept the blush till last, as Charlotte always does. And I used Love is the Drug, which is from the vintage vamp look. So I knew it would go with this colour scheme. Because I was feeling all purpley today and bright and cheerful. So there you go. That is the look. And that is the finished look. So there you have it. All made up, makeup applied beautifully to the foundation. I will do a check-in with you later on, but I am going to upload this video because I know that lots of you are waiting for this video to come out. So I'll just do a little part 2 later on to show you what it looks like at the end of the day. But I have to say, it is feeling very nice on the skin, and my eyes haven't watered as much. And certainly it's not running off when they are. That side, can you see? Maybe a little bit in the corner, but looking good so far. So I'll see you very soon, but I hope you've enjoyed this. If you've got any questions that you want me to address in my part 2 check-in, then do leave them below, because I'm sure there's loads of questions and I've not even scratched the surface of them yet. But that is it. Airbrush Flawless Foundation, and it will be out in August. Okay, take care, and I'll see you later on this evening for a check-in. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, don't go anywhere, because I did tell you I was going to tell you this story. So as you know, I met Charlotte Tilbury last night. I'm still on such a high. And I got to the front of the queue to actually have my photo taken with her. And I think I gave her a bit of a heart attack because I got out of my scooter. I didn't want to be sitting in my scooter. I just wanted to get up and stand with her. And I just said to her, give a woman the right makeup and she can stand for Charlotte Tilbury. And she immediately laughed, and she looked a bit worried because I was really hobbling. I had my hair cast on and my balance wasn't very good, but I just wanted to stand with her, and I'm so glad I did. We had our photograph taken, and then you saw the hug, and the hug is coming up in a minute, and I just wanted to give you the background to the hug. So after we had the photo taken looking like this, I said to her, I'm just so glad that I've met you, because I was very, very depressed a few years ago, and basically I was very depressed when I lost my mobility, and I tuned into you, and you have just turned my life around. I now have a channel. I've done about 200 videos of yours. I've got your entire collection, and I can never thank you enough for what you've done for me. And it's that point that she turned round and gave me this massive hug. And as I'm looking at it now, I am filling up with tears. But I'm so glad that I managed to say it directly to her and not via any of her people. And she took my card and gave it to her people and said, don't lose that card and make sure she gets a gift on the way out. And she's just a lovely lady. And I haven't shown you the picture here, but Sophia, her niece, made a beeline for me and said, I recognise you. I know who you are. I've watched your videos. You're so inspirational. You got such an amazing energy. You're unbelievable. And she stopped. She chatted with me. And then later on, she chatted with me outside the venue. And Sophia is just such a lovely, lovely lady. And, you know, I didn't have an awful lot of time with Charlotte, but enough to make me starstruck. But her niece is definitely, you know, worth her weight in gold, and such a talented lady. So thank you, Charlotte. Thank you, Sophia. And thank you to everyone that made me feel so welcome and helped me around yesterday. Love you all for watching. Thank you.